explain to us what he means to the team and what the traditions are. And
Otto's a man. I look up to Otto. He's 80-something years old, and he's still out there refereeing all of our practices. He doesn't ever make the right call, but he's still there. You love having Otto around, just his energy and his attitude and his mannerisms. Just kind of fire us up a little bit, especially after the games when he comes in and tells us how good we did.
And this?
Oh yeah, rubbing Otto's head. That's the good luck sign.
Okay, down here, Frank.
Greg Logan from New York Newsday. Can you think back to that first meeting with Duke and give me your impressions of what it was like to go against Okafor as a freshman, and how impressed are you with how well their freshman has sort of taken ownership of that team this year?
He's a very good player. We knew that going into that game, and we know that now. He's not going to be easy to stop. I don't even know if you can stop him. You can just hope to contain him a little bit. But their freshmen have played great in the tournament. This is the national championship, and they're here for a reason. They have a very good team. They have a lot of good players on their team. They have a great coach. So it's not going to be easy by any means, but at the end of the day, we're just going to lay it all out there and see what happens.
If I could just make one quick follow-up. They said, Quinn Cook said he was shocked that they could play as well as they did on your floor. How did you feel about giving up 80 points, and what do you think allowed that to happen?
I don't think we played very well at all in that game. Defensively, we gave up a lot. Offensively, we looked lost at times. It was early in the season, and we've grown a lot since then, but at the same time, they've grown a lot since then too. So it's going to be a good matchup, and it's going to be a fun game.
First row left here.
There's been a lot made about Kentucky's defense being historically, great. You guys, the numbers say, are a historically great offense. What do you think? How much pride do you take in that, and also what is it that has made this offense so great?
I think just being efficient and working for the best shot every time on offense is something we pride ourselves on. Historically, we're a defensive team, and you learn defense first when you get to Wisconsin before you ever touch a basketball. So, I think just the way Coach Ryan has coached us to preach to work for the best shot and not take bad shots and not turn the ball over has really helped us become one of the best offenses in the country, because now we have the skill and the people out on the court that know how to play without turning the ball over and taking the best shot and can make it.
Fourth row, second in.
Frank, Reed Forgate for Fox Sports 1. You guys giggle a lot. I'm curious if you could tell me the single biggest moment as a team this season, and then what that looseness off the court means on the court.
There's been so many funny moments, it'd be hard to kind of pinpoint one. Vito Brown's really good at telling stories, so every time he tells us a story, I end up crying laughing. So you saw during the press conference out there, I don't even know why we were there. It was all Coach Ryan questions, but it was just sitting there laughing, having fun, as much fun as possible. These are the last 2 days I'll be on a team with these guys for forever, so just trying to have as much fun as possible.
Does that looseness make you guys a better basketball team?
I think so. It definitely does. We've grown so close over the last couple of years. I think that really translates to the court.
Right here in the middle.
Frank Bob Kravitz with WTHR in Indianapolis. Most big guys at a very young age are told go stand under the basket, but your skill set is a lot different. It's more of a European kind of skill set. Where did that come from? How did you develop that maybe as a younger guy?
Well, I did get yelled at when I was younger to do those things, but I was kind of hard-headed and kind of did what I wanted. Luckily, my dad was my coach for a long time. My dad was a big guy who liked to play outside, so I just had the people that helped foster the skill set. I was always in the gym working on my own stuff, starting with a little kid when I was going to my dad. And my mom and dad both coached at the same high school, and I was there pretty much all day just in the field house of that gym doing whatever I wanted. I just worked on a lot of different things, and I had the right people in my corner fostering my basketball career.
Left side in the blue checkered shirt.
Whether it's the opponents or the style of play, what about playing in the Big Ten? Do you think it's helped prepare you guys for these runs the last 2 years?
I've said it. The Big Ten this year didn't get as much credit as it deserved. There were a lot of good teams in the Big Ten, and we kind of all beat up on each other. So you see a lot of different styles of play. From Indiana shooting the ball, a lot, shooting a lot of threes to Purdue pounds the ball inside. So you just get to see so many different styles of play, and it helps you for runs like this.
And we'll go to the, right there, second row.
Daniel Aller, the Evansville Courier-Press. You talked about how you were almost, you rarely even came inside the three-point line at some point in your career. What happened that kind of made you begin developing that post game, and how gradual of a process was that? Was there a moment where you realized you had to kind of make that to be a complete player?
I knew how to, like, my junior year in high school, all I did was post up. I never went on the perimeter. And then, my senior year in high school, I got more comfortable, and it felt like by the time I got to college, the only time I ever scored was when I was open and shot the ball from the perimeter. So it took a while for me to get comfortable down low. I never saw as much size and athleticism in high school as I did in college, and it took a while to adjust to it. But once I got confident in my strength and confident in myself, I was able to go inside and get things done.
Fourth row on the right.
Frank, last night following the game, you gave us kind of a quick clip notes or a story about a friend that had texted you and told you the solution to beating Kentucky. Can you tell us
He said that to me in person.
Oh, that was the person. Okay, what was the story behind that?
So my friends all come up, and whenever they're in town, they've been at all the tournaments. Like traveled to LA, they've been in Omaha. So just hanging out in my hotel room because we had a long day yesterday, and he was talking about the game, and he said, to win the game, I think you'll have to score 20, Sam will have to score 16 or 18, Nigel will have to score 12, and then either Bronson or Josh will have to score 10 or 12. And then he said after that you'd win by 7, because we have won by 7 like the last 4 games or something like that. So I said, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, you might be right, who knows? And then it turned out that that's almost exactly what happened.
What's to say about tomorrow?
I don't know. We'll find out later.
First
Frank,
row on the left here.
Mick McKay from the Detroit Free Press. In this age of everybody wanting instant gratification, why didn't you transfer after your freshman year or your sophomore year? And why did you come back for your 4th year?
My dad really took, my dad's from the south side of Chicago, and he's always talked to me about being loyal to people. If you just see how my dad is and how our family treats people, we're very loyal to everyone around us. Even if I had been playing, I still would have been at Wisconsin because they were the school that offered me the opportunity of a lifetime. I didn't have very many big offers. I wanted to go to a big school, a right distance from home. That my parents could come and see me, my family and friends could come and see me. So transferring was never in the books for me. I never really thought about it. I knew that I could work as hard as I could to get myself in the rotation. I know a lot of people want that instant playing time and they want to play as a freshman. I was lucky enough to get some minutes as a freshman, but I'm glad I had to go through the time spent on the bench and learning and growing up in this program to help me become who I am now. And I think this last year in college has been everything I wanted. So what we've done so far this year has spoken for itself as to why I came back.
Second row on the right.
Jerry Tipton, Lexington Herald. When did Andrew Harrison reach out to you, and what did he say to you?
It was late last night. I got a text message. I had a lot of text messages, so it was from a number I didn't have. He said he wanted to talk about it, so I'm glad he reached out. He's a nice kid, and he said he really respects me, and he really apologizes for what he said, and I can tell he was sincere about it.
First in WSA WTV. Last game, or against Duke, when you guys lost, Tyus Jones went off for 22 points. What's the game plan to stop him? And then also, you guys have trailed in 6 of 8 games in the second half. What do you think that, and you've been able to win all 6, what do you think that shows about your resiliency?
Tyus is a good player. I don't think, like I talked about earlier, I don't think we played one of our worst games of the season on defense. Forget the offensive end of what happened there. We just let them get confidence early. We let them get things to the rim. We didn't protect the paint very well. But I think we're playing our best basketball of the year right now. And as far as trailing goes, you're going to win. You're going to be up in games. You're going to be down in games. And I think our team responds to adversity very well. Just fighting back and doing whatever we can to win games has been kind of our motto this year.
In the back in the white shirt.
JD Richardson with Cable News out of North Carolina. Frank, a lot of people are going to come into this game saying it's Jaleel, Okafor versus Kaminsky, 2 best big men in the country. Why do you feel like that should not be the focus of the people watching the game?
It shouldn't be the focus. This is Wisconsin versus Duke. This is two of the best teams in college basketball this year, in my opinion. You know, the game's not going to be decided by Julia, Ohio. There's 5 people out on the court for a reason, 5 for each team. So it's going to be a battle at every position, and we know that. They have a great team, and we have a great team too. So it's just going to be a battle for 40 minutes, and the best team's going to prevail.
Duke was saying there's going to be a lot of mismatches, and you know, there won't be a focus of a one-on-one. Everybody will be switching up a lot. Did you see that too?
Yeah.
Did you see it in the first game?
Yeah, they definitely switched a lot of stuff in the first game, and I think that kind of threw us off because we hadn't seen much of that at that point in the season. But now that we've been through the season, we've seen a lot of different defenses and know how to respond to all of them. So, you know, I'm sure we'll have a defensive game plan, and they'll have a defensive game plan. It'll be whoever can make adjustments better.
In the front row.
Rob Hernandez from the State Journal of Madison. Can you describe what it was like to get to the hotel last night, look out over the balcony at a lobby full of Badger fans?
It was awesome. You know, just having so much support out here, seeing a lot of red, and then having them all come to our hotel afterwards says a lot about our fan base and you know how much support we really have. And they were up till 1:30 in the morning screaming as loud as they could in the lobby. So you know, you could hear it all the way in the 8th floor. So just wish they kind of would have went to bed earlier. But you know, it's definitely awesome to have that kind of support.
Over in the